So thank you for joining in. And today I would like to talk about help clear doubts of a lot of people who have been reaching out to me for the last many months. And I said today might be a good session to create a platform so that people can ask questions and as well as learn more about three things. First, PhD. It could be PhD in any stream, generic PhD. Second, research. How do you understand research? How do you take research forward? And third, VLSI industry. Fourth, PhD and research in VLSI industry. So we will be trying to address, I will try and address questions on these topics today. And as you ask, and just to let you know, the opinions given today are of my own and are not related to the company I work with. So there is no connection with that. All the information that I have will be from my personal experience or my peers' experience or general information. So please go ahead. The platform is yours. So the next 40 minutes to an hour, whichever is possible, we will speak and we will discuss. So this is a nice cohort. I would like to take you all with. And thank you for joining.
Yes, sir. Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Myself,
It would be
Veeramani.
nice if you could come on video so that it be like a one-on-one conversation.
Yes, sir.
Hi, Veeramani.
Sir, I am doing my master's at NIT Goa,
Okay.
and currently I got an internship opportunity at AMD. So my future, like my long-term goal, is to be in academics. So, some companies, I gone through that AMD policies. Also, they are offering PhD during the work. So, is it good to go, or actually, I'm planning to be in industry for some 3 years, and later on, just to get my financial things stable. So, can you give some suggestions? It's like, what can I do further?
Okay. So there are many things you could do. The first thing you could do is right now you're doing a master's, and if you have an internship, it is always recommended to do an internship because that gives you an exposure to how the industry works, how the groups within an industry work, what are the nature you're working on, and how you would like to take it forward. Right? So when I say take it forward, you might decide that okay, this suits me. I would like to continue in the industry for some more time. May not be 3 years, say 5, 10 years also. Continue. If you feel, no, this is a good exposure for me, but I really like to go back to academia. So after my master's, I would like to do my PhD. I will do my PhD and progress. And that would be a full-time PhD. So where you will get an offer from either the top research institutes, either in India or in abroad, and then you do your PhD there. After you do your PhD, to go into academics, you need, typically people expect 3 post-PhD years of experience before you can enter academia. Okay. Now this can be industry experience. It can be a postdoctoral experience. Okay. Postdoctoral experience can be in a university setup with a research lab, or it can be an industry setup in an R&D lab. That is one, where you have industry postdocs offered. Or you could work in an industry itself, work for some time, and then come back to the academia, reapply. Giving you an example, if you look at some of the faculty profiles of various IITs and NITs, including your faculty at NIT Goa, for example, if you know Prashant. Prashant is a graduate of IISc. He worked for some time and then he joined NIT Goa as a faculty. So this is a commonly done work. Now, why I say or why everybody does an extent of work at industry is it gives them the exposure, it gives them the ability of getting trained, and also has the knowledge base of how to train people. What is the industry experience? What does the industry demand? Right? So it is not only your benefit, it will also help you benefit people from the when you are training, as you join as a faculty, when you start training people, this training of what you underwent in the industry will be very valuable for you. So that would be the general direction anybody would advise.
Sir, then post MTech industry experience is not considerable.
Right now, the government of India has given that for assistant professor position in the academia, you will have to have a PhD. You can join the industry with MTech. You can join the academia with MTech, but your promotions may be a little more delayed if you do not have a PhD. That is why you see a lot of faculty members applying for PhD and going forward. Abhishek, you have a question? Interesting question.
So, would you appreciate?
Tell me.
Yes, sir. Will you appreciate, like, if I do continue my work for 3 years and later through the industry, like they are offering a part-time PhD. So
typically what happens is when an industry wants to invest or give you time to do a part-time PhD, you are required to work for a certain time duration in the company before you can be eligible. That is first thing. So that time limit can be 3 years, 5 years, 7 years. That is left to company policy. Second, you will have to, there might be an entrance test within the company which says you will move, you will have to be shortlisted in that and get the appropriate approvals from your manager and your management to get through. So yes, you can do it, but it is left to your financial stability and your manager's approval at that point of time. Okay, let me take a question from Abhishek and get back to you.
Sure.
Yeah. Hi, Abhishek, please tell.
Hello, sir. Nick, actually, I just raised my hand so that just to tell you that after this person, I will ask my question. So if he has anything questions left out, he can ask. No problem.
That's okay. Thank you for being considerate.
I just using a queue. Raising hand is as a queue.
Sure. Anyways, you can ask a question. Please come. Please turn on your video if possible. You can ask this question. Abhishek, you can go next.
Yeah. Oh, okay. I have. Okay. I thought he will ask. Okay. So, sir, I am Abhishek. I am currently doing my BTech at IIIT Dharward, Karnataka, in majoring in EC. I have my future plans to go into VLSI industry, but just telling my current situation. So, so this is a new institute, so we don't have anything at all related to VLSI. All things are into machine learning. So the problem is that I don't have any good coursework into analog circuit design. And second thing, we don't have cadence, nothing at all. So I can't do the hands-on experience, and neither I do have much of per se theoretical knowledge or background in analog. But on my personal level, I have read digital design, computer architecture, and I also do ASIC and FPGA thing on my own, because these things you can do. You don't need cadence software or PDKs, non-disclosure agreements. You can use open source software for this ASIC and FPGA. So currently I am very confused, like where I should go. I should go to analog design or digital design, saying that I have to do an MTech or MS in India, not abroad.
Okay. It's a very nice question. Now the option for you would be, you could go both, analog or digital. Now the choice is left to you. The choice is based on few things that I would say. First thing is your fundamentals. How good are you with signals and systems? Of course. How good are you with network analysis? Meaning solving a complex RC network and getting the equivalent RC content. Third, how good are you with circuit design, basics, CMOS circuits, understanding what is a transistor, what is a transistor behavior. If you are able to build a simple amplifier, not an operational amplifier, just a differential pair, if you are able to do, what are your abilities there. Finally, understanding what are the basics of semiconductor process, understanding the ability to see textbook level and also gaining some knowledge on what is beyond textbook level. Now, beyond textbook level can be done at a master's level, but at least textbook level you should have. Okay, so this is based on these. You can choose analog circuit design or analog VLSI. Now, in digital VLSI, the first thing you have to understand is basic digital logic, understanding the Karnaugh maps, understanding the digital logic, the universal gates, how understanding what is a sequential logic, okay, Mealy machines, Moore machine, understand that. Then understanding what are the next steps of understanding flip-flops, latches. Each one of these, depending upon your understanding there, you build your skill set, depending upon what resources are available to you. Now, there are some open source softwares which are coming up, which can help you prepare for analog circuit design also. For example, the oldest one that I have used is LT-Spice. LT-Spice is a very nice Windows interface, Linux interface, and you have some general PDK modules available, GPDK. That is good to prepare yourself in understanding how analog circuit design takes place. Next, there is a new initiative by Google Skywater. They have this 130 nanometer PDKs available, which works on a tool called NG-Spice. You could use this as another tool to build up your knowledge. So the open source tools are coming up. You can build your skill set over these. And then when you go and do your masters, whether in India or abroad, you can do it. Now, where do you want to do these masters in India? A lot of IITs are there where good faculty, sometimes great faculty are available at all IITs. Now, depending upon the new faculty joining this institute, you might have more number of faculty and less number of faculty in analog circuit design. But nevertheless, almost all IITs have some great faculty, and IISc has very good faculty, some great faculty available who are doing some amazing work across. So that does not discount the faculty at NITs in India. Then there is an IIST, Indian Institute of Space Technology, Space Science and Technology. There also you have some of the good faculties coming up. Many of them, my colleagues from the Indian Institute of Science are there, and they are doing amazing work. So there is no dearth of faculty in India right now, especially in the analog area.
Yes. Okay, sir. So I will say I have used the NG Spice and Magic, but it's a kind of mess. Like you have to always switch between pre-layout, then layout, and then post-layout. It's yeah, I have some experience with them. Right. And so my current aspiration is to do an MS, mostly strictly speaking, ISc and old IITs only.
Okay.
That's my preference. And then if possible, that if that MTech or MS degree prepares me, I will try to go to do a PhD from particularly saying USA, so that I can come back and join maybe one of the IITs as a faculty. That's what I'm thinking. So I have seen like I have gone from many IITs websites and their department. Strictly speaking about EC and EE, they have a lot of faculty in analog IC design, but they don't have much faculty in digital design. That's what I have seen, right? So like if someone wants to, like that's where my dilemma came, right? As of now, I'm doing digital, but later I might have to go for analog, right? That's where my dilemma came.
See, that is an interesting point. And that could be one of the reasons why you could come back and join as a digital faculty, because there are no digital faculty according to your check. So that means that is a opening for you. So you can plan and join.
No, but like
you never know.
Yeah, yeah. But sir, actually, see, the point is at least there would be some mentor who prepare me to do a good PhD in my MS, right?
Yes.
Where I will get that.
Correct. So that's left to you. Wherever you would like to do your PhD, go there. You will find good mentors. Rest assured. If not, you will at least be directed to meet a few people. You will get a good mentor. So I don't think anybody has not got a good mentor while doing your PhD or later. So,
okay. Sir, can I ask you one more question?
Yes, we have some time.
Do you know? Do you know any good faculties in IITs working towards analog? Digital parts.
I do know a few of them, and I do not prefer to name them here. But there are, for example, in IISc we have some fantastic faculty. Okay, and they are extremely experienced and extremely knowledgeable, and they have unique teaching styles. But all their students have excelled in the industry or academia. And I have studied under two such wonderful faculty at IISc. And they have amazing talent. They have amazing teaching ability also. But their methods of teaching are different. And you will learn, you will find many such people.
Okay.
That is my personal experience from IISc. I have no experience about the other IITs though, but I am aware that there are some very good faculty in IITs too, who do both digital and analog, and sometimes digital, analog, and mixed signal. Okay, so all the best. Do well.
Okay, and so one more question. So seeing your career trajectory, you have done your PhD and then joined the corporate world. So can you like talk about how was your journey, right? Because mostly people do PhD and then they join faculty position. Most of the times people say that this is the only last gateway that they have. Okay. Very few people went back to corporate. So can you share like how you made that transition and how was your like how many difficulties or something you face?
After doing my bachelor's, I joined the Government of India service. I worked at a public sector company called Bharat Electronics. I was there for about 2 years. Then I wanted to do my PhD. So I came to the Indian Institute of Science. I worked there for some time. Right? I was there, I finished my PhD. Then I went to a smaller company. I wouldn't say it's a startup, but it's mid-level. I worked there for about 3.5, 4 years. Did a lead engineer position, worked with the CEO of the company directly, got to mentor a few people. And then I moved from there to a corporate company. So I have been aligned towards the industry right from the beginning. But my teaching journey started while I was doing my PhD in IISc. So I was a teaching assistant for 2 courses. Then I started teaching in the weekends in schools, science and math. I used to go to part-time, not part-time, occasionally offer my services to the schools to teach. Then in 2015, I realized that there is a lot of teaching required in many places. So I started a small consultancy called King Consultants Education, where I only taught courses on many courses. I can share the link with you. So there I taught on experiential learning and design thinking. So these are the two focused areas I worked on, along with teaching a few other topics called research methodology, technical writing, how do you publish. So these are the 5 topics I worked a lot. Parallelly, I did some small teaching on sensors for IoT and RFID based backscatter communication, and wanted to see how we can build. 2020, I formally started teaching on Udemy, where I started teaching advanced analog courses like ADC, PLL, LDO, high-speed circuit designs, basics CMOS circuit design. So this came up and I did. So if you look at the trajectory, right, one is the industry and one is the passion to give back to society, right? That giving back to society made me teach, and my passion to work made me work diligently in the industry. So this is the trajectory. Journey was good, enriching, lot of learning, and the smaller company gave me a big opportunity to learn fast, learn big, lead many programs in a short duration. For example, I was able to guide the team into taping out in 3 technology processes, built many test chips, contributed to many IPs, right? So that journey has been very beneficial, and I came to the corporate because that gave me an understanding. For example, in PhD, I learned about packaging. In PhD, I learned about process. For packaging, in fact, I did wire bond process for my own chip for some time. So I was able to understand, use the tool myself, then use a probe station, etc. to probe, work with various RF and analog measurement equipments. All that knowledge, when I carry forward to the small company, that company allows me to learn, implement that. And now, after I implement, I have a learning. Failure, success, both are there. That when I take into the corporate, right? The corporate setup will now, it is left to me to showcase that information and contribute. So important is contributing to the project. And when you contribute in various ways, you will be able to deliver things better. You will also be able to appreciate what are the opportunities that the corporate has to offer. So it has been a good journey so far. Ups and downs, yes. Lot of downs, yes. Depression also, yes. Mental trouble also, yes. But you overcome all of that. You learn to overcome with good support. You learn to overcome failure, and you go forward. So let me now give a chance to the other people who are participating. Nice talking to you, Abhishek.
Thank you, sir.
Hi, Javed. Myself, Prashant Kumar.
Hi, Prashant. Good morning.
Good morning. First of all, thank you so much for doing this. We don't get these kind of things very often, even though there are a lot of PhD holders. But yeah, I have 11 years of experience, and most of my experience is in analog circuit design. I've been started with the service company, then moved to a product company, and then this kind of journey. So my question is, I'm interested in part-time PhD. So what are all the options I can explore? That's my first question. If you can briefly address the subject.
In India or abroad?
India.
India. See, part-time PhDs are offered by many universities. You can apply to them, talk to the faculty who is offering a part-time PhD, and take it forward. Now, there are 2 important things that you'll have to consider. One, part-time PhD, you will have challenges because you have a full-time job that you have to finish. You will have deliverables, you will have execution. That will have a lot of focus. PhD in itself is a full-time work. Okay, now you will be holding 2 full-time works, but doing one in a shorter time duration. Sorry, what I mean, shorter time allocated every day for it than a full-time PhD, right? And your timeline also is there. Now you will have to understand Which universities offer you a part-time PhD? There are many. In fact, I mentor a lot of part-time PhD students. They are available. For example, in Bangalore, we have many universities. Hyderabad, we have many universities. Pune, we have universities. Gurgaon, Noida, we have universities who are offering. Most of them being private universities. Government universities, if you would look like, it then depends upon what are the rules and regulations that they have and what is the thing. There is a part-time PhD option in IISc at least, there are two entry methods. One thing is called an external registration program, ERP. This is the preferred mode for industry people. So what is the requirement is you have a faculty at IISc, then you have a PhD holder internal guide at your organization. Okay. So now these two people will be your guides or advisors, okay, for a part-time PhD. Now the roles of these people are defined according to the university, but now is to be eligible for you to do that, you need to have served in the current company for a certain duration. And at least the Indian Institute of Science, some rule says that you must stay in the same company till you graduate, and the PhD advisor that you have should be there with you in the same company, and the company should be willing you to pay your regular salary along with your work. So that is called an external registration program. Okay. In that you have an option where you have to work, come here for doing the coursework for I think 1 or 2 semesters or maybe 3 semesters you have to come. That is one.
Okay.
Now there is something called a quality improvement program. This is for faculty members. So people who are doing, who have finished their masters, they can apply for a PhD under the quality improvement program. And under that, you get, I think, 6 to 7 years to complete your PhD, wherein the similar rules apply. That you should be getting a full salary, you should be on rolls with the college, right? You should have an advisor at the college level, you will have an advisor at the IISc level. I'm giving IISc because I know about IISc or have met or interacted with these two categories of people. So that they will do, and then you will continue your PhD as on. So your milestones for delivery will be a little relaxed if you are ERP or QIP because you're doing it part-time. Now, whether a faculty will offer it is left to them, because typically the amount of energy invested by a advisor at IISc for a part-time student may not be able to extract a lot of work during the second half of the PhD, because you will have too many things to handle with, right? And you may be bound by the company time also. So a faculty may or may not find you to be the ideal PhD student as compared to a full-time PhD. But if your performance is not coming down and you are able to perform at par of the full-time, I don't think there is anything to stop your progress, anything to hinder your activity. Faculties will be more than ready to involve your work.
Okay. One connected question, you mentioned about ERP. For this, okay, what I can say homework I need to do from my side to be part of the ERP program?
First thing is you should get nominated.
Like, is there an entrance exam, and is there?
You need to be nominated by your industry.
Okay.
Right? They should nominate you.
Okay.
After you nominate, you identify a faculty in the post institute who will take you. So that is the homework that you have.
Okay.
Along with that, you have you may have to write an exam at your industry level. I am not sure at the IISc level, but you will definitely be called for an interview.
Okay.
Okay.
Understand. Okay.
Yes.
So one more question. For example, whatever you mentioned about day-to-day execution in our organization. So there we face a lot of problems, but how to identify those problems are sufficient to address and solve them, and I can take the solution as a part of my PhD work.
Again, that is again left to the company that you're working with. If there are some IP issues, you need to first resolve the IP issues at your company level and then take it forward. So if you want to
Okay.
do your industry level solution, then you need to have approvals on both sides and ensure that IP, who owns the IP, who keeps the IP, that if you have resolved it, then you can use that solution.
Okay. So you mean to say like it will go hand in hand? So from the faculty side and from the industry side also, we'll get to know what kind of problem is this and how much big is this problem, and it can be a part of the PhD as a solution. So that will be decided.
Yes, you will have
Okay.
to at least draw a skeletal draft of what is going to be your PhD work and give it to your industry so that they understand that whether it is going to be conflicting with your work or it will be a different work. Sometimes
Okay.
faculty will recommend that don't do your industry work so that it doesn't conflict, or you are not waiting in the approval loop. So there will be a clear mutual exclusion. But if there is a industry is sponsoring all of you and saying, why don't you go solve this problem as a PhD? Then it really makes more sense to use the industry's problem, find the solution, and then go back to the industry and present that solution.
Okay. Okay. Last question from my side. Do we have in Intel this external PhD support option?
I will take this offline and let you know. I know why you're asking.
Okay. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Thank you.
Connect with me offline. I will let you know.
I will do that.
Sure.
Thank you so much.
Sure. Now I have a few many more minutes. Let me, there are two more people. Please go ahead. I see Pranav and I see another person with the Samsung handset. Let me take your questions now. Any more questions? Or if nobody is asking, any of the previous people who want to ask can go ahead.
Hello, sir. Can I send you an email regarding, you said you will not name the faculty. Can I send you an email and you can tell me over email?
I can do that.
Okay, sir. I will send you.
Now, I think I have about 6 minutes left. So Abhishek and Prashant, would you people or the other people attending this be interested in having a second session like this to discuss?
Maybe yes, because there may, from my side, okay, I may not aware of fully what and all in detail, okay, to know more, right? I mean, maybe in that case, whatever I know, like I've asked some questions, but as we discuss more, maybe something comes out, then I can actually concentrate more on that, and it will help us in pursuing the PhD path. Maybe, yeah, for sure it will be helpful, I think.
Okay. Let me schedule something for the benefit of you people next, and we can have a lot more discussions here.
Yes.
Oh yeah, that will, I will also see if I can join.
Glad to know. So I have another 5 minutes. So if there are not much questions, I would like to request you that this video recording, if you would like to replay, I will try and upload onto my YouTube channel so that you can have, you can reuse the content or re-listen whatever is there. And I would really like you to, I would take some time to ask you to subscribe to my YouTube channel to get more updates on similar, and also share it with people who are going to get used. So the website or YouTube channel name is Dr. G.S. Javed. So let me quickly share that. Along with that, there is the another YouTube channel which where you will see a lot of this content being hosted. Right? So you can subscribe to both the channels and also look for updates about what are the next events that are going to come. So there are a lot of contents there on analog circuit design 2. There are contents about interviews, what can be done, right? I am sharing my screen. Do let me know when you're able to see that. So you see this channel?
It's visible.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, it's visible.
So I would like you, if you come down here, there are a lot of content on what is the topics that we have. There are some interesting topics on ADC design, SERDES, interview questions, etc., which will help you all. So this is one channel I would really request you to subscribe and learn more. The other one is the one on King Consultants Education, which I mentioned, where you can learn many other topics. So this would be the other YouTube link. And if you look at the various playlists, I would draw your attention to this playlist on microelectronics and VLSI to learn more, right? Then there is a section on entrepreneurship. There is high-speed SERDES and design thinking and innovation. So these video content are available, which you can look and learn about activities. And there is another channel on research skills. What you would like to do in research, how would you like to take it forward? What are the things that are available that you can look forward to, right? For example, if you want to really learn about research methodology and understand what are available and how you can take them forward, there is a dedicated list of entire talks on research methodology, right? So there are 14 videos. There are a set of 14 videos which talks about what is a research, what is a research process, research hypothesis and method of solution, importance of literature survey, how do you introspect, then how do you prepare yourself for research, types of research methodology that are there, summary of research methods, then a lot more on the personal thing. Does PhD change you? Does what makes sense of what you read? And in general, how do you conduct research to solve a problem? How do you enhance your skills? What are the kinds of research for undergraduate, postgraduate, and PhD? How do you differentiate? So like this, there are 14 videos which are available, which you can learn about PhD and research and understand. While doing the same, you will be, I would encourage you to learn about design thinking and innovation, because that will help you in getting a formally understanding how thought processes work and take it forward. Right? For example, there is design thinking and concepts. Then there is entrepreneurship. Then there is work on how do you, what is the design thinking to problem solving, creative problem solving. And there are 2 case studies on smart monitoring. Then there is a quick video on how to encourage innovation and entrepreneurship, right? So there are a lot of content available for you to learn and utilize. So kindly subscribe to these channels and learn more. And if there are anything else, do reach out to me on LinkedIn by DM. I could speak to you. And if you find more value, we will have another session like this with all of you again.
Yeah, Javed, one question.
Yes. Santosh.
Yeah,
Yes,
thanks for these links. Yeah, with respect to analog circuit design,
the link is going
do
to.
you have in these videos? Do you have in these videos where the systematic approach we take to learn? Okay, assume as a basic, very basic learner, like we started from bachelor's,